One, two. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we couldn't be.
Main reason, because it's been sitting number one on the both the Billboard and the RE charts for a while now. So I thought I'd give it a go. It's one of those songs. Whenever I'm out playing, I get requested for it a lot, and so I thought, okay, well, it's time to sit down and see what I can actually do with this song. My whole approach to this one was to actually try grunging it up a little bit. Actually, whenever I listen to it and I listen to the lyrics and listen to the parts, I was imagining a very Soundgarden approach to it, or Alice in Chains, like the way those guys would approach an acoustic version of one of their songs. So I wanted to have it a little bit dirty in the way that the progression came together, and have a little bit of friction in there, and a bit of tension. So it really sort of stood out and didn't sit too similar to the original. I wanted the melody to be the same, obviously, but I really wanted to mess with the groove of the piece and the overall vibe. That's where to start. The first thing I started with was actually, if I wanted to get that 90s grunge feel to it, was I dropped tune. I went down to D. Now the good thing about this song is the original is actually that the band One Republic actually tuned down to E flat, and they played this song using D shapes. So the key is actually D flat off a straight off a tuner, but positions you're playing is actually D. So by dropping that D, it really left it open for me to try some pretty cool chord positions there. I also mixed up the progression a bit as well. I actually added a G to an F during the progression. That's mainly because I really like that when I'm using drop D tuning. So it was like I really like that. So I do that a lot whenever I'm playing drop D tuning. I tend to muck around with those power chords around the F, and it would be G in this case because of the drop tuning. So that would basically be an F chord with a G chord. It's basically an F add 9 or an F suspended second. Because if you think about it, like I've got the tonic there, but I'm in drop D tuning, so originally it would be down here, so that would be the F would originally be there, so it would be an F add 9 shape. But by bringing it up here, it makes it a little bit easier to play. So I've got the tonic and then the C being the fifth, and then I've got the G, which is the 9. I'm actually hammering that on from the F in the first place, from the tonic to the 9. And then on top of that, I've got the C, which is just the higher octave of the fifth. So so it's an F add 9. I did change the tempo. It was originally the original song's 128, which I found that when I'm singing it and playing it acoustically, it feels like I'm pushing it. It's really rushing, and I didn't like that with this song. I really didn't like that vibe. I really wanted to slow it down so it had a real cool groove to it. Because I actually recorded this twice before I actually came down to this 102 tempo. I tried it at 120, then recorded it again at 108, and then again slowed it down to 102 and did it again. And every time I did it, the way I played the guitar part changed. So basically what I did was sit here with a mic and a guitar and sing it through and find the tempo that I liked and it felt right. But yeah, when I was playing it faster, it didn't leave me much room to move and improvise on because it was just so quick that you couldn't get into it. I really wanted to have that cool swinging groove to it, so just that it was a bit slower that you could really connect with. Yeah, and those extra licks are just basically the same thing that I do playing the bass line. That's how I actually play the bass. I approach that change from a tone above from the D. So I thought, well, why not do that? Just make it a power chord before bringing it in. The overall vibe doesn't really change. It's pretty similar actually. I'll do the occasional where I'll leave I'll change where I'm actually jumping to that G, and maybe leave that one out altogether. But yeah, the overall vibe didn't really change that much because I wanted this one to really be really have a bit of coolness about it, which would be a repetitive pattern type of groove, which again is something that I find very reminiscent of your 90s grunge types of songs that had that type of vibe to it. They were a bit darker and they had just a really cool groove about it, and so yeah, that's something I wanted to replicate with this song, and didn't want to get too extravagant with it and start changing chord progressions and strumming patterns up, left, right and centre. So everything that I changed from the original was basically just to fit into this mould that I wanted to do and the way I wanted to perform this song. Yeah, when I got to the solo, it's actually just a straight Aeolian approach on this. So I'm using a natural minor, which is the sixth mode of the major scale. So it's a D natural minor or the relative major being F. And I just basically start off with basically hitting that minor third pentatonic, and a couple of fast licks based around pentatonic Aeolian scales. And yeah, I do have a couple of fast runs in there where I'm basically tremolo picking. But it's just straight Aeolian scales, really. There's not really anything outside of the norm with those. It's just some scales and a couple of my favourite licks played really quick.
Makes me wanna fight. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we